business, sales and admin. If you just look at the chart, if you just look at it graphically and walk down, it shows you just as many people on the admin side as the sales side as you grow. Yes or no?
Yes.
That's exactly the way it looks. Generally speaking, with an average price of $200,000 to $300,000, you're going to need and you're going to afford people on the admin side to equal the people on the sales side. And you're going to need them. The Rainmaker, I'm using R for Rainmaker here. The Rainmaker at level 1, the agent is here and here because there's only one person and they have to do all the sales and they have to do all the admin. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. They need to be typically 30 to 40 deals a year, with 36 being the most common number, in order to make that first admin hire. If you're at $250,000 average sales price and you do 36 sales, you'll have barely the budget, but you'll have the budget to make the first admin hire. And you want to lead with revenue, not debt. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So you're going to hire admin 1. Admin 1, the red book has a bubble over here for the first admin hire, and it has a title for that person, and I don't agree with the title because the title says first assistant. That's what it says in that bubble, first assistant. Elsewhere in the red book, it says your 3 key hires from Net a Million: lead admin, lead buyer agent, lead listing agent, in that order. Does it say that too?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Here's the problem. First assistant and lead admin are not synonymous. They're not the same person. They're not the same profile. They don't get the same pay. And I've seen a lot of agents make that first hire and they got an assistant because that's what they paid for, and what they want is growth. And what assistants do is assist you in doing what you do. Right? You hire an assistant, you show them, I like the sign put up like this, not like this. So they put the sign up like that, not like that. You show them the first batch of flyers. I have a template. So we take a listing, we do the initial flyers. Here's the template. You do it. Here's the printer. Here's my code. Boom, you print it, and you take 50 copies over. You're getting rid of jobs right and left, because the minute I show you how to do the sign, I'm not putting any signs up anymore. I show you how to do the lockbox, I ain't touching another lockbox. I show you the first brochures, I'm never doing brochures again. So the agent's getting time back very quickly, and that feels good. Their business calms down because they have somebody answering the phone and doing paperwork 40 hours a week. Yes or no? Mm-hmm. But they're only doing what the agent would have been doing had they not hired that person. Y'all follow that?
Yeah.
So here's the point. Assistants, VAs, part-time administrative people all bring job stability. They all are help, and help is good, and customers get better service because you have help. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it feels good, smells good, and at the assistant pay grade, it's very affordable. But here's the problem. It doesn't give you growth.
Right.
So when you hire the first assistant and you do the 30, 60, 90-day evaluation with them, the first assistant after 30 days would say, I just love working here. I just so enjoy it. It's just so awesome. It's really great. You hire the lead admin, the systems person, 30-day review. Mr. Rivers, I can truthfully say in 30 days, I have no idea how you got as far as you did because you're a god-awful mess. I'm not kidding. And that's the mindset difference between an assistant who's just going to do what you tell them to do and a lead admin who says, this needs fixing. This stuff ain't right. This is not good. This could be a lot better. You'll never have an assistant in 30 days tell you your stuff is bad. They're going to say, this is so great working here. Are y'all hearing that? Yeah. Yep. So if you hire right, you're going to get what I would call the ops person, operations. I think that's the best way to look at it. Their job is to set up the systems. And I want you to think about this in terms of the 20% of this role. Their job is to set up your systems, which is the lead gen, the seller system, the buyer system, the financial system, the growth system. They're going to build and set up the database. They're going to be the listing manager. They're going to be the transaction manager. They're going to be the client care person. Does that sound like a lot?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's everything this person's supposed to do and sell 36 houses a year.
Right.
So what does this stuff all look like?
8%.
It's a hot mess.
Yep.
And some of it, they're not even faking it. I mean, the financial system, most of these agents, they don't have no budget, no P&L, no balance sheet. They got no financials. Is this true?
Yes.
They're not making their quarterly deposits, so at the end of the year, they pay penalties and interest on unpaid, properly done tax deposits. So it's a mess. But because they take all of this stuff off this person's plate, they're freed up to go out and sell up to 24 more units a year. That'd be 60 a year. 36 plus 24, that'd be 60 a year. That is a very harmonious business. And that person can manage the back end of 60 deals a year in 40 to 50 hours a week. And this person can manage the production of 60 deals in 40 to 50 hours a week. So everybody has a career worth having and a life worth living. Y'all follow that? The failure to follow the model will violate that. Somebody will not have a career worth having or not have a life worth living or both. So when they do this and they do it right, they look at the red book and it says the next hire is another admin. And a lot of these people stare at that and go, you know, I'm doing 60 deals. Half of them are buyers. If I just got the buyers off my plate, I'd really get a lot more free time. This person gave me a lot of free time. Now I've doubled my production basically. And now what's taking my time is all these buyers. So I just want to get these buyers off my plate next. That's the big savings of time I could do. Okay? So let's look at that. So they run out, they get the buyer agent, who is the third hire in the model. The buyer agent will plus 36 deals a year. 36 plus 60 is 96. These two can produce 96 closed transactions. That one is drowning. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
That one is drowning. So what's happening to customer service?
Going down.
It's gone. This one calls that one and says, tomorrow morning, I can't answer the phone till 1 o'clock. I've got to try to get caught up. And what this person should hear is, customer service, as of today, this morning, muerta, finito, terminado, over, dead. We don't care about our buyers and sellers. They can call all morning long, and I ain't talking to them. Do you understand this? You've killed customer service. And this person does not have a career worth having. Now, if they hired this agent is going to be served by this admin, yes or no?
Yes.
If they gave up half or more of their money, if they gave up 60% of their money, should they have a high expectation of a lot of stuff I don't do?
Right.
Guess what? In this scenario, that one will call that one and say, you want this to close next week? You got to take the file over. I can't do it. I don't have enough time. Is that true?
Yep.
And the lead flow? No lead flow. This one is telling this one, you got to go out and do your own lead flow. And they're sitting there, if I'm doing the lead gen on the front end and I've got to do the paperwork on the back end, why am I giving you all this money? Is that true?
Yep.
And realize this is all happening because somebody doesn't have a career worth having. You follow that? That's why it's happening. Overloaded staff. So what happens is this one and this one leave and start their own team. Because that one's an idiot. Y'all follow that? How many of you have seen this happen? I've seen this happen a lot. A lot. Now, I want you to understand the ultimate part of this problem. While all this is going on, the customers of this person, the clients, are being underserved, hurting the reputation of a Keller Williams agent. I wouldn't hire Keller. I hired this Keller Williams agent. I could never get anybody to call me back. They wouldn't tell me what's going on with my listing, and then they wouldn't tell me what's going on with my closing. It was a mess. I wouldn't hire a Keller Williams agent. And we'll all get tainted by that bad customer service. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. We'll all get tainted by it. And we let this happen. In my market centers, you can't do this. All of your agreements have to be on file with us if you have a team. And if we see you're hiring out of order, we understand the implications of that are real. They're negative and they're real, and we don't allow it. There'll be no discounted cap for that person. None. And we will have this person must talk to the team leader, and the team leader explain what's wrong with this team structure. And if this person's going to get mad about that and threaten to leave the market center, leave. Because what happens in the end is this one and this one leave and start their own team. This one runs screaming to the team leader that they're stealing their database and taking all their business away from them, and they want us to do something about it. Y'all follow that?
Yes.
And when they don't like what we do about it, then they leave the market center. And if we're lucky, we can keep these people, right? But a lot of times, they all leave.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all follow that? So my vision is, if they're going to leave anyway, I'd rather they leave before they do any damage to the customers. Y'all follow that?
Yes.
So I don't care about it. I'm just trying to help you have a profitable business. So when you hire this person next, and this is maybe the problem, is that this person doesn't understand the model. The only reason you hire that person is because you want to hire that person. You hire the second admin to get the buyer agent. So what you're doing is you're building the support system first and then adding the salesperson second. So when you do it that way, you hire this person, no plus 24 deals, 60 plus 20 is 84. This person correctly sees that if I hire two admin, they'll be able to handle a lot more deals than I can do. 84 deals, I'm drowning. That's why they don't want to do it. I get it. But you only hire this person when you want to hire that one. So when you hire that one, this person takes over the lead gen system. They take over building and setting up the database. They take over the listing management. They take over the client care. They will plus, again, 24 units to the business, 84. When you take that person on, realize the dynamic. I know I'm going to hire this person. I'm going to hire them 90 days after I hire that person. So this person is in their 30, 60, 90. And the day I say they're a keeper, I make the job offer to that person. Everybody follow that?
Yeah.
Now when I hire that person, they're going to plus 36 deals minimum to the business. 36 plus 84 is 120 a year. The minimum would be 100. And it shakes down this way. This one will do 70 closed sellers. This one will do 50 closed buyers. The minimum will be 60 and 40. So that'll be 100 to 120 a year. You want to plan 90 days between hiring that one and then 90 days between hiring that one. So you built it in 270 days. When you hire this one, what is their job? What would make them a keeper after 90 days? Think about the dynamic here. I'm hiring this one when I'm sitting at 60 units, 30 of those are buyers, and I want the buyers off my plate. I do want the buyers off my plate.
Getting more listings.
So is that huge bait to a quality buyer agent that I can show you in the last 12 months, we've already closed 30 buyers, and I'm hiring somebody to build up lead gen flow like I've never had it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, that is a huge thing. And you tell them, I'm giving all buyers to you, and I want you to build an empire in my organization. So when you hire this person, their job, therefore, is to build up what?
Referrals. Leads.
It's to build up leads, but specifically what leads?
Buyer leads.
Not buyer leads.
Listings.
Seller leads. Seller leads. Because if you give up all the buyers, what do you want to do?
More so.
You want to go pound sellers. Right? So when you hire this person, your job is now listings and building and leading and driving the team to success. You're the CEO and you're the lead listing agent. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
And I need my seller lead flow. So this person has 90 days to, at the end of 90 days, I have more seller appointments than I've ever had. Is that measurable?
Yes.
Yep. Is that measurable?
Yes.
Seems to be some question about this. It's absolutely measurable. Some of the other stuff that people think about, like listing management and transaction management, those are actually parts of the seller and buyer system itself, right? But they are a separate function as you grow. Any questions about this?
What's the income of that business?
Well, this gets you to knock on the door. If you do 250,000 a unit and you do 120 units, where are you at money-wise?
1.2.
All of your phones have calculators. Don't give me a blank look. What's 120 times 250,000? Say it again. 30 million. What's 3% of 30 million? 900,000. You're knocking right on the door. If you got your average price to 300,000, you'd be over gross $1 million. And if your average price is 250, the odds are high you could drive that to 300 average on just 120 units. And what's the best single strategy to do that? If I've done this 60 units at an average price of 250 and I hire that person, we're going to add one seller lead gen pillar to our lead generation that's going to be focused on getting listing appointments with an average price of $300 to $350. Y'all hear that?
Yep.
That's it. And that will drive my average price up to, I'm not only going to do more units, which would straight line your income growth, but if I do more units at a higher average price, I'm bell curving my income.
Yeah.
Y'all hear that?
Yes.
That is the way to get really profitable. Not just sell more units, but sell them at a higher price. Top agent businesses that farm, that's exactly what they're doing. They're always farming at a higher average sales price than the average price of all their referral business. Because your repeat and referral business is all over the map, yes or no?
Yes.
And if you get enough of it, it will tend to average the board average. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you have to go after a higher average price source. And if I get $350,000 listings, what kind of buyers do those listings attract? $350,000 buyers. Y'all hear that?
Yes.
So I can bell curve up my average income by that hard focus. If you want to take on FSBOs and expires, you only go after FSBOs and expires that are between $300,000 and $400,000. You don't go after any expired or FSBO. You go after those price ranges. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that person is the one that builds and drives that activity. Any other questions?
Why don't more people do it?